Hello, Vignaharta, Ganapati helps Parvati. Mahaganesh Nirbhinna Vigna Yantra Praharshita, says Shloka 78 of the Lalita Sahasranama. She who rejoices when Ganesha shatters all obstacles. Did you know Ganesha became Vignaharta in the service of his mother Devi Lalita? Let us remember the story. The army of Bandasura was proceeding with vigor. They were going towards the abode of Devi Lalita. Bandasura's atrocities were becoming unbearable in the whole universe, and all beings, divine and human, were hoping that the Devi, along with her army, will be able to bring an end to the Asura and his army. The Shakti Sena of the Devi was well prepared. Goddess had created a fort of fire, and she and her army of Shaktis were camping there. The first phase of the war was very damaging for the Asuras. They were receding, unable to withstand the onslaught of the Shakti Sena. Bandasura was worried. One of Bandasura's confidant, Vishukran, came to meet his chief. When discussing the tactics of warfare, Vishukran suggested that only physical prowess may not be adequate to win the Devi and her army. Vishukran suggested to Bandasura that perhaps they should use psychological warfare. Maybe psychological warfare is not new to the modern world. Bandasura was also feeling a little worried, having witnessed the power of the Devi's army. He asked Vishukran, "What do you think we should do?" Vishukran was well versed in the art of magic. He told Bandasura, "I shall use the Vigna Yantra." Bandasura smiled with an evil smile and said, "Do it." A yantra is a form of metal that usually has specific patterns and inscriptions. Depending on the design and the inscription, the power and usage of the yantra can vary. Yantra can be used for good and bad purposes. As promised to his chief, Vishukran used his magical powers to create the Vigna Yantra. The Vigna Yantra, named as Jaya Vigna or obstruction to victory, has 8 angles and 8 tridents. It was defended by 8 devatas, that is Alasa and others. It was inscribed on a stone slab, 2 kroshas or 4 miles in extent. This yantra was thrown by Vishukra on the army of the Devi. The moment the Vigna yantra reached the Shakti Sena, their thinking became very confused. They started telling each other, "Why are we fighting this war? Asuras are also part of creation and they deserve to live. Why should we listen to Devi Lalita and go for a war against these Asuras? They have not directly harmed us." With a lot of confused thinking, the army retreated into the fort of fire and became inactive. Devi Lalitambika could have removed this illusion and confusion herself, but she wanted to show the universe the greatness of her son, Lord Vigneshwara. Devi realized that she needed to bring forth her son, Vignaharta. She thought of him and he immediately came in front of her. A slight detour here. In the Brahmanda Purana, in Lalitopakyana, this incident is described as the birth of Vinayaka from the energy of Lalita smiling at her consort, Lord Shiva. When the divine couple smiled at each other with love and affection, from that positive energy was born the unborn child Vigneshwara. Shloka 77 in the Lalita Sahasranama describes this too. Kameshwara Mukaloka Kalpita Sri Ganeshwara. She who gives rise to Ganesha by a glance at the face of Kameshwara. Anyway, coming back to our story, Lord Ganesha came in front of his mother and paid his respects. The Devi then directed him to find the Vigna Yantra and destroy it. Ganesha bowed, went in search of the yantra. After a lot of effort, he found it and destroyed it into pieces. Devi Lalita's army, the Shakti Sena, remembered their purpose once the yantra was destroyed. The war between the Shakti Sena and Bandasura's army continued, and Devi Lalitambika destroyed the Asuras. Devi Lalitambika was very happy with her son, Vigneshwara, and blessed that since he was powerful enough to remove a Vigna Yantra, he shall have the power to be the remover of all obstacles of his devotees. She also blessed that any activity undertaken by anyone where, as a first step, they worship Vinayaka will not face any hurdles. Let the Vignaharta bring prosperity to all. Happy Vinayaka Chaturthi. God bless.